which candidates perform best in uncertain times, or particularly in times of change. And if you look at history for a moment, and at business in general, if you want, it's not necessarily the best people or the best businesses that go through change. It's not necessarily the ones, the candidates that have the most insider information in a company, that has the most friends in a companies, that are successful in their job interviews, especially when dealing with these uncertain times. But it's rather the candidates who are the best to adapt to this new environment. And I know this, this is a lesson that I learned the hard way from business. When dealing previously with the financial crisis, where I thought, it was, I was really in a good spot to navigate the crisis. I had a strong balance sheet. I just thought, hey, Dan, you just have to do the same of what you were currently doing, and you'll eventually be fine. And that didn't turn out so well. So the main message that I'm trying to transmit here is that you must adapt to this new environment. Now, in some cases, this could mean that, since the past couple of years have been clearly a candidate-driven market. In other words, if you were a really strong candidate and you invested a little bit of time into applying for a company, you were a lot more likely than usual to get a job. And probably right now that is trending more towards an employer-driven market. This could be one indicator. But usually, I try to avoid giving you specific advice because I don't know your specific scenario and how you could eventually improve your own chances to better adapt to that specific situation. For example, I had a candidate last week who got an offer for she was applying for a senior financial analyst, and she only got an offer for a more junior financial analyst, and she actually preferred not to accept, to decline that offer, or at least she's seriously considering to decline that offer simply because she prefers the comfort of her current role, which is a very good role. So this is a direct impact because of this new environment. And by the way, she also had to relocate, so this could have also meant a little bit more of disruption in her case. But one of the best ways I know to navigate through change in general is to capitalize on it. For example, right now the main reason why I'm doing this video is because there is a change going on, and I've done another one with the virus, explaining what changes. I've done another one on how to run virtual interviews through Chime, and probably I will do even more of these, simply because I believe that the moment is relevant to talk about this topic. So I would very much encourage you as well to find ways to capitalize and not to be afraid to profit from these moments. Of course, in a good way. But the main thing, the main idea I want to transmit is not the candidates that do nothing to change their process, that do the best through these times of change, but rather the candidates that are pretty aware of this. Maybe the preparation for a behavioral interview should be largely the same, but during an interview, maybe you'd want to communicate differently, to maybe use a bit more empathy in your answers, and basically, to tune up, to adapt, and to spot opportunities that arose just because of this new change process has been going on. So all in all, keep in mind that it's the candidates who adapt that are the most successful ones when dealing with these events of change.